Hey Jacksonville, it's Jacob with Willman Air. Gonna do another episode of Jumpin Jax, where we bounce around to a different service call every day and we just review it online with you guys so you can kind of see what we've been doing. Today, nothing much interesting happened. So the weather's getting kind of cool here in Jacksonville, Florida, which is beautiful because my guys and myself need a break. However, we're never disappointed to work, of course. But one of the calls we did get today was actually a unit freezing up. So he didn't know the unit was freezing up. The client called. The house was not cooling properly, and there was a whistling noise coming from his indoor unit. And that's a patented whistle sound, so you're not allowed to use it anywhere else. Anyway, my technician Alex got there, and first thing we always do, check airflow, because that is the basis of all refrigerant is airflow. If you don't have good airflow, your refrigerant pressures will not be right. So a lot of companies, their technicians go out and they'll hook up gauges first thing. Wrong. You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. You need to check airflow. Okay. He pulled the filter, and it's, like I said, not very interesting. The filter was absolutely horrible. So it's actually a washable filter, and I don't know why he had not washed it, but that's what it was. And sure enough, the coil froze up. So as we impede airflow over an evaporator coil, which is inside your indoor unit, when we start to restrict that airflow, there is less heat moving over the coil. So less air means less heat moving over that coil. Well, the refrigerant inside that coil is trying to boil off, and by boiling off, it absorbs heat. Well, if there's not enough heat to absorb from the air, it's going to absorb it from the coil. And that coil is going to get so cold that the condensation on it will start to freeze. Frozen coil. Now, the implications of this are a little bit more severe than what the basic story leads you to believe. What actually happens in a situation like this is once that coil freezes, the refrigerant going in that is trying to boil off can no longer extract enough heat out of a frozen coil. So it stays liquid all the way through that coil. And when it reaches a portion of the coil that is not frozen, it starts to boil off, and it'll absorb heat from there and turn that portion of the coil into ice, and it keeps moving all the way through that coil until it gets to the outdoor unit. Now, once that ice hits the outdoor unit, you are officially feeding liquid refrigerant back to your compressor. We cannot compress a liquid. You can compress a gas, but you cannot compress a liquid. It's just laws of physics. I didn't make them up. So when you do that, your compressor is being put through this brutal test of trying to compress something that it can't compress, which forces apart the scrolls inside the compressor. And basically it's very bad for your compressor, which is the heart of your system. Pumps the refrigerant, also compresses it, as per the name. So when you do this and you put that much stress on your outdoor unit, the compressor eventually fails. Now, with it being the heart of your system and having that such big of a role, it is obviously the most expensive component to replace, as well as all the refrigerant that you have to replace with it. So literally, not changing your filter could kill your whole AC system and cause you to need a new one. We brought it to the gentleman's attention, and the reminder that we always use is if you're a renter, when you pay rent, go ahead and change your filter or clean it. Or if you're a homeowner, when you pay your electric bill, go ahead and change your filter or clean it. So doing those things at those times will either keep your rent low or keep your electric bill low. Either way, it's a great little reminder, and so I'd like to pass that on to all of you in Jacksonville. Clean your filters, change your filters, check your filters, take care of your filters. Call us, we'll do it for you. It's going to cost you money, but not as much as replacing a compressor. Thanks for joining us today. I'm going to throw in some pictures. You probably see them here in the video once I get it all together. I'll throw in some pictures of the coil that was frozen, as well as the filter that was washable, but not washed. Stay blessed, Jacksonville. See you on the next one.